So it could have very well been Disrupt in this position and not Victoria's Secret.
It very well could have been. I mean, Clubhouse, which was that final map, was a little bit of a barn burner of a match, and I think that Disrupt just kind of rallied at the end and closed it out. But it was kind of what we expected, and we expect the final two games to be just as voracious as any other. Speaking of Queen Yolamid, you know, Fuya, quite famously a member of this roster for the majority of the season. And then once in a playoff scenario, they brought Marmalade over, who, you know, earlier in the season, I can't remember if she was the one that did the 19 kill or the 21 kill game. We're talking about not even an overtime game. A very, very high fragging potential that Marmalade brings to the table. And so bringing her in, because Fuya's schedule, I believe, was a little bit too busy for her to continue and practice the way that they wanted to, was a step in the right direction, I think, for Queen Yolamid. And in this, you know, they went up against the top seeded team in all of North America, which is Artemis. Artemis went through them to make it to the finals match, but Queen Yolamid not out of it yet. You know, third place comes with a little bit of money, but, you know, if you don't have a shot at first or second, you definitely want those bragging rights as well.
Yeah, definitely. You still want to fall within that medal position. Now, what'll be interesting to see coming up here will be the map of choice for each team, and then, of course, what the decider map will be should we need it. Do you have any predictions based on how the season went, Stokes? I will just add here, Victoria's Secret did beat Queen Yolamid earlier on in the season. It was on Cafe. It was a 7-2 victory. Once again, kind of furthering that, bringing Victoria's Secret up above Queen Yolamid. So any predictions map-wise here for yourself?
Not really. I would say for Queen Yolamid, particularly because of the Marmalade pickup, they're more than likely looking for more frag-heavy maps. What I've been able to see from Victoria's Secret across the entire season is that they're really good on the more strategy-heavy maps. You know, they don't really want to go to the coastlines. They want to go over to like the clubhouses and stuff like that, where it's all about that utility usage in order to get pressure onto the site instead of just sheer gunpowder.
Yes, indeed. So we'll see Victoria's Secret ban Bank, and then Queen Yolamid will ban Cafe, and that is the map that they did get beat on by Victoria's Secret earlier in the year. So that is their first ban this time around. And I remember I had the opportunity to interview that one, Britt, and she said, you know, we feel confident. We'll feel even more confident if Queen Yolamid bans that map, because we know that they're going to be a little bit scared. And that's exactly what Queen Yolamid did. So Victoria's Secret, probably a little bit of an extra boost in confidence there. You know, unfortunately, I wasn't able to speak with anybody from Queen Yolamid prior to the game. I was able to interview members of all the other teams and kind of get a breakdown of the roles and stuff like that. You know, Victoria's Secret, they, you know, as good as they are, they, you know, I said, you know, what's the practice schedule like? And she's like, unfortunately, because of all our conflicting schedules, and like some people have work, and they haven't actually been able to get together and practice for 3 weeks. And they said that was probably a contributing factor to why they weren't able to find the victory yesterday. That would have been maybe the extra little bit to put them over the edge. Either way, they're you know, revitalized and confident in this matchup specifically. And Queen Yolamid, we can only assume that they would probably feel the same, because they had a very excellent season as well. And this is, again, a very important match, although it isn't for the grand champion. It is for a lot of bragging rights, because these are two big-name teams going up against each other.
Yeah, it's going to be for the third place team. And I think these are two of the teams that were poised to win this entire thing from the very beginning, that a lot of people thought we're going to make that run. And it just didn't work out for them. And that happens quite often inside of, you know, just sports in general, where at the beginning of the year, you're like, oh, this team, there's no way that they lose this. And then, you know, all of a sudden, somebody else comes out of left field. And by left field, I mean Artemis. They just came really out of nowhere and just started swinging for the fences. And they've been continuing that reign since a little bit earlier, like past mid-season. And it just seems like this train really can't stop, Ty. So we'll see later on today if Artemis is able to secure the bag finally, or will Disrupt have anything to say about that. But we got to figure out who's going to be the third place team. Who of these highly revered teams inside of CCSW will take that third place spot?
Yep, and I think we're going to get underway with map number 1. This is a best of 3. The third place match, CCS R6W. The inaugural season will come to a close today, beginning with this match. Victoria's Secret, Queen YOLO mid as we begin this banning phase.
Yeah, it is going to be the ban phase, and it is going to be on border. This is more than likely going to be favoring Queen YOLO mid. As we said, it's not a very strat-heavy map. Everyone knows how border plays out now. It's very aggressive. It's practically a death match. You don't need that much utility to be able to get the jobs done that you need. Really only need Thatcher and one hard breach, and then you can fill in the slots with really whatever else you want. You want some, heavy Fregenov, so you can do that. You want people like Capital. Well, you can't do that anymore. He's going to be removed from the board, but Nomad, it will be removed as well. We usually see her banned on border because of that roam potential that she denies. Border's an extremely small map, one of the smallest maps that we have inside of our competitive ecosystem at this moment in time. And specifically, she denies your runouts. This map really leans in favor of those runouts. And since she takes that ability away from you, you're going to want her off the board.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing you have to take into consideration in this format is all the games of the regular season were all best of ones. This is going to be a best of 3 match. And so something that is unfamiliar to a lot of these players, especially when it comes to competitive, is do they have the endurance to make it through potentially 3 maps, but definitely at the very least double the amount of maps that they are used to playing. And we know that for a lot of these girls, whether they are experienced Rainbow Six players or not, a lot of them, this is kind of their first delve into competition play. And competition play, let's face it, Stokes, we've both been there. It can be draining, right? It is very mentally draining because you are extra focused. Communication is key. You just kind of try harder in comp, and rightfully so, than anywhere else. And now that there's money on the line for whoever finishes ahead of somebody else, that kind of ups the ante a little bit. So who can hang in there? We've seen that Victoria's Secret did go to all 3 maps yesterday, whereas Queen YOLO mid was eliminated in 2. So they do have a little bit more of a, an understanding of what it's going to take to play out 3 maps, especially because that last map that Victoria's Secret played against Disrupt was so competitive, so back and forth. Either way, that remains to be seen, but they're going to be fresh right now as we enter into round number 1.
Well, we're going to have the Mute Mozzie combo coming out. Marmalade's also going to be down somehow. I'm going to assume that she crossed over Ashton's super shoddy as she was making, those secondaries. Apparently, Ashton also having some trouble with her FPS as well, which is something I believe she was tweeting about yesterday. I guess she didn't get it resolved.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. And, FPS, first-person shooter, a game where one bullet is a headshot. Those extra frames can count, and that's kind of a disastrous scenario when you're playing in such a high-level match as this one is. So, unfortunately, I don't think there's a whole lot that can be done about it right now. Perhaps in the break between maps, she can make some sort of adjustment. Unfortunately, we got to kind of game on,
Got to game on. Got to be real gamers here, Ty. That's what they got to do. You just got to game through it. But I like the discussion piece that you were having earlier on about competitive and how things really have to be perceived with that, trying harder, all that kind of stuff. But I think the main argument that I always have, especially with friends of mine that, now that I work inside of esports, have conversations with me like, oh, video games, do you really think they're sports? Do you really think that it takes this much to do X, Y, and Z? And my main argument at this, this point, after being in it for just about a year, it'll be a year for United States Nationals this year, actually. It'll be a full year. But have you ever tried to focus on something for 3.5 hours and then do it all over again once you win? No? Okay, well then try and do that, because that's exactly what esports is. Like, most of the time, these players have to be focused for 3 hours at a time in order to just finish a best of 3 if they go the full distance. And, you talk about, NFL or anything else like that, hockey, you're only on the field for about, 30 minutes. And obviously it's really easy to focus when you're only on the field for 30 minutes, because that's your entire, job. When it comes down to that 3-hour mark of you just having to maintain focus and be at the top of your game that entire time, it's a very difficult thing to accomplish.
That it is. But these 2 teams have been doing it well all season long, hence them being in this position. And Bappers, she will start things off with a kill. That will be the buck down Sketchopotamus. Estrella, though, she'll fire right back, taking Ashton down to the ground. Trades coming all over the place. Animosity refrags again. That one, Brit will hit the deck. And now, just like that, a 4v3, still a minute left to go. So the remaining attackers are actually, one is engaged right now with the shot. Oh, we'll see Lexi turn the corner, get dropped, but not before the headshot is closed on Animosity. Bappers, her second of the round onto Estrella. And just like that, we'll be able to get little Lexi right back up. No, we won't. Bappers in for the denial. And now it is only Rachel. I'm not sure if Bappers was able to see that Rachel was there, or if that shot came through the wall. Either way, she knows it now because she will go down to the ground. Rachel will find one. She'll have to find two more. 23 seconds left to do so. She does have control of the site. It looks like there's a Claymore down too as well. She will find somebody in offices and not be able to close that deal. Marmalade, weak from the beginning, will close things out. And that will be round number 1 here for Queen Yolomid.
Yeah, Marmalade fragging and bagging, an intelligent rotation by Autumn May as well to rotate downstairs. Play mute with that Nitro Cell, something that's been done time and time again on this map, especially with Pulse, where we'll see him allocate that cardiac sensor to be able to gain all the information inside of offices as well as the balcony area, even deep archives where he can still prevent those plants. But this time, he's going to do it with the mute. Still a Nitro Cell. Hatch is open. Pretty easy to see when someone runs into the actual site. Granted, it didn't work out for them in the best way, but, you know, the rotation still would have been able to stop the diffuser if it wasn't for the efforts that they had from Armory Lockers anyways. But Vents will be the second site that we will see Queen Yolomid going to, and so far, excuse me, yes, it is Queen Yolomid. I just had to make sure. Whew, okay. Anyways, Queen Yolomid allocating themselves downstairs. They're going to shift things up a little bit as well. We're actually going to see Alibi. We don't see Alibi too often inside of competitive play just because it's kind of a niche pick. You know, it's something you use to throw your enemies off. We've seen some very creative ways to be able to use this operator, and it also provides a lot of utility. You have 3 prismas that if somebody shoots them, it gains you information. You have impact, and you have a secondary shotgun as well to be able to use for soft destruction for rotates as well as murder holes.
Yeah, so Border, when I talked to Britt about Border specifically, she said, you know, we're actually excited to play Border. We're actually undefeated on it. And that is indeed the case. Of course, they've only played it once, and that was the first game of the season over 2 months ago. So it's been a while. Have there been many changes, in your opinion, Stokes, to the way that Border is played in the last couple of months with the, you know, patches and stuff like that? I mean, honestly, Border's kind of the same old Border, even with the new operators being added, et cetera, et cetera. There have been, like I said, a couple of little patch changes, but, you know, I know that if Border was the map, she said, they would feel very confident. But so far, we have Queen Yolomid up 1-0. Still a lot of Siege left to be played. Do remember that this is a 1st to 7. If there's a tie at 6, we go into a 3-round overtime. So a maximum of 15 rounds total will decide the map. And of course, this is a best of 3 maps series.
Oh, might have Autumn. An aggressive peek. Sees one. Oh, knocks down Sketch with a nice burst from the MX4 Storm. Astra's going to have to battle back, but Autumn's going to take down Britt. Oh, she's continuing on. No, she sprints, doesn't keep the gun up, and Astra's going to trade it out. Oh, no. You thought she had it, but no, it'll be Sketch Eponymous able to get back up, but that's going to cost them 2 lives on the offensive unit already. They want this top control. They have soft destruction still, but Marmalade has something to say about that, battling back with the 416C. Oh, you thought she also had some help behind half wall, but no, it's going to be one of Autumn May's prismas that could also be able to assist Marmalade upstairs with that information game. Still trying to contest this long angle, though, with that hollow sight. Rachel Boo definitely has the contention more or less in her favor because of that ACOG, but she's also going to abandon ship. Now it's going to be a horizontal take here, and this is where Legion's going to be such a disaster piece for this offense to have to deal with. These goo mines make it so difficult to try and get into sights, especially when you have people like Animosity holding the cross angles with those Aldas. 81 bullets, able to take so many gunfights. Rachel Boo trying to shift over to the window, but Queen Yolomid puts a fork in round 2.
Wow. Animosity just going absolutely ballistic with the Alda. Takes everybody down who dares get close enough to sight to appear within her reticle. Great job by her. And Marmalade upstairs with that long angle. The runouts, everything in the favor of Queen Yolomid that round. And they are feeling loosey-goosey, ready to play here on Border. and it's showing right now for Left Alive at the end of that round. And we talked about Victoria's Secret being actually. I'm going to back up a little bit because I think that Victoria's Secret has shown that, of course, there's only a 2-round differential. We're fresh into it. Everybody's trying to get into the game right now, get woken up, get warmed up, et cetera, et cetera. I
feel their pain. I feel their pain.
Victoria's Secret. I've had enough caffeine today. They're one of those teams that you just don't count them out at any stage. Like it could be 06 and there's still, a game left to be played. And I like that about them. They're a little bit more easygoing when it comes to playing the game. With their practice schedule and stuff like that. They just kind of have to be like that in order to find success. And for them to get this far, you can tell that they've done that. But anyway, Queen YOLO Mid right now looking extremely strong, not looking like like a team that goes 0-2 the prior day. They are at it with a vengeance thus far here, Border.
Oh, well, we are going to have tellers picked for the defense, which is something we don't see too often anymore. Granted, on Border, when you win those first 2 sites, you're like, yes! And you go into the 3rd round going, okay, which site do we want to lose on? Because it's very difficult to win these 2 sites. Things have to go majorly into your favor in order to win these 2 sites. They're going to pick tellers instead of customs, which is probably the least favorite site in the game, but they're handling things correctly. They're creating murder holes upstairs to the floor. They have Marmalade on Rome over on the western side to be able to try and prevent a take from that angle, as well as the castle barricades that will assist in delaying, especially since the offense doesn't have a sledge. They're going to have to use some major utility to try and get to site, whether it be frag grenades or, thermites.
So about a minute off the round, nothing atypical in the approach so far from Victoria's Secret. This is where they had a little bit of trouble entering in last time, although this particular site, Armory and Archives, not as pertinent to taking the site as it was a round prior, but it will allow them to actually get into the building, something that they struggled with a little bit in the prior round. So that they will do. There's a castle barricade in the way, and just on the other side, some shots to the soft wall with some intel coming in from I believe a drone under the castle barricade will damage Autumn May, but not too much damage. She manages to kind of scramble away, but she is in a very precarious situation, stuck behind the desk. She does have a shotgun, and the hatch below her is unreinforced, but she is not daring to try and look away right now. Instead, she will run over into Fountain as fast as humanly possible just to escape that situation she was in just a moment ago. Good move on her part, but she's still kind of stuck, and now with the rotation cut off, will not be able to escape easily. But little Lexi Bappers, they'll find one apiece. Bappers with the refrag onto Lexi, so the IQ, Legion, both down and out of play. A minute left to go, as I do not believe there are any other roamers other than Autumn upstairs, and she will find poor Estrella through the hole she just created. We got the Buck still there, holding the angle, do some damage. Autumn May not able to close it out. That one Brit, her Claymore will find Marmalade. So that will be 2 down from the defense. That will be the Jaeger going down. 3v3, still 45 seconds left to go, but the defenders, a little less health on their side than the attackers currently.
Oh, but look at the time. Only 38 seconds remain, and they only have 1 hard destructor. They're not even focused on site yet. Excuse me. Ashton as well as Autumn still retaining their space upstairs. Oh, is she going to be able to cut off the rotation? She gets one. Autumn with the SMG-11, able to battle back, but no. Rachel in the long angle establishes Autumn upstairs by herself. Excuse me, it's Ashton with 2, and Queen YOLO Mid 3 rounds in a row. And it just appears that Victoria's Secret is playing not to lose instead of playing to win, Ty. You don't see them taking gunfights. You see them establishing angles and then waiting for Queen YOLO Mid to try and force the opposition. But no, they're on defense. They're just going to let you sit there and waste all of that time. And they've been doing such a damn good job of it. If they continue to not take these gunfights, not have someone get aggressive, and not get the information that they need to be successful, this might be a 7-0.
I'll tell you what, the patience from Queen YOLO Mid right there was, it paid off dividends, period. That cutoff rotation, at first you thought, oh, Buck is cutting off Smoke. She cannot escape Fountains ever. Her back, that wall is reinforced. She obviously can't move to the side, as that's an unbreachable wall. She's kind of stuck in a corner. Problem is it stalled out for so long that kind of flipped around completely, and now it was Smoke who was cutting off the rotation for the attackers to advance towards site with the time ticking away. And she was able to get that kill. Ash should clean it up the last two. That was all she wrote. As a matter of fact, I think like most of the attackers in that scenario were all kind of clumped together. I think Lexi was elsewhere. She managed to get a kill and then to get refragged. I'm not sure exactly where that went down. Obviously, we weren't able to see that. But other than that, I think I did see the rest of the team, the rest of the attacking team, rather, kind of clumped together a little bit. And then by the time you had some rotate outside to go towards, the east balcony and stuff like that, it was just, there's too little time left. Ash had swooped in, cleaned it up. At that point in time, there was only one defender of 3 left that was anywhere near site. The rest of them upstairs, and they didn't have to be. The attackers might have backed away and tried to go around. I mean, obviously, there wasn't that much time, so it would have been a very risky move. That might have worked, but you don't ever want to get into that situation when you're an attacker, even if there's like a bunch of people left alive, where you're having to plant in the closing seconds, because nobody has to kill everybody, just the planter. Vappers are a very risky crossover, take a little bit of damage here in the opening seconds of round number 4.
And hopefully Victoria's Secret's starting to feel a little bit of the heat. Maybe they'll make a move, or maybe they'll die in the fire. Shock drone rotating in from Lexi now to get rid of some Bandit batteries, but it's going to get traded out for 1. And obviously, since Bandit has 4 of those, it's not going to do any real damage to the utility kit of Bappers. Lexi just going to hold a cross angle now. And this is the issue that Victoria's Secret has been having throughout all of today. They just play so passively. They wait for a misstep to happen, but it doesn't appear that they want one to happen on the defense. Marmalade with a quick move, doing such a good job of selecting her gunfights as well. Very, very good job of picking when she wants to take those gunfights and when to play passively. And that's a sign of an extremely good fragger. She's doing a very, very good job of this. Bappers continuing to play aggressive towards the door. Lexi gonna lose yet another drone, so that's both the shock drones off the table. Now she's just another woman with a gun. She sees Marmalade, F2 in hand. This thing's so dangerous, but again, playing so passively. She's trying to get some assistance here, trying to play with the team. Oh, what a shot from Lexi. Nice little flick there, takes down Marmalade. But 1 minute and 10 seconds left. They already lost 1. And the aggressive play from Bappers, recognizing out that Lexi's probably gonna hop outside. Good read by her to be able to hold down sight.
Yeah, it looks like the defense being very aggressive right now, and hey, it's working. They're taking a lot of damage in the process, but they are finishing their kills, and that's what it takes. So it's still 3-3, 50 seconds left to go. Still going to be a little bit of a gun battle here, as we will see the hard breachers get to work, opening up some walls, some sight lines. We got Aname playing underneath through the floor, daring somebody to come through the newly opened hole, I believe is where she's looking. And just a lot of angles being held right now. Time's going to tick away. I think there's a little bit of a spread. Yes, there is indeed from the attackers right now, as they're just trying to figure out, okay, when can we get into B and go for the plant? Grenade will come in and through the floor. Aname will take a little bit of damage, but she will remain unfazed and retain her spot. I'm not sure if they know that she's there. And, oh no, from the hallway, Bappers will find 1. Now she's free to rotate around, but the diffuser is being committed to right now. That one, Brit, no idea that it is indeed in the corner by the door. So she will get that down, and now there's a retake scenario here for the defense. But, oh, I thought it was all over, but no, the Claymore goes off, gets Bappers. Meanwhile, Rachel will find Ashen, and what a clutch plant by that one Brit, and what looked like a grisly time for these attackers is now swung completely the other way. Autumn having to come all the way back upstairs, looking. She'll find 1. She knows the other one's outside the window. She heard the gunshots. She's got to find her and find her fast, because the time is ticking away to defuse it. Going to peek out the side railing, and nope, will not be able to do it. Rachel Boo holds steady over the plant. And finally, Victoria's Secret comes alive.
Oh, what a shot from Rachel as well over to the balcony. And overall, a very impressive round by Victoria's Secret, able to adjust things on offense at the last second to get a diffuser down. And that's where Pulse is able to play that a lot better downstairs. They had the mute, and they only have, well, really 1 information op on their defense as of that last round. They only had Maestro. And once the Evil Eyes were dispatched, you don't have any information on site to know exactly where a plant's going down. And that's really what threw a wrench into the things of the defense, where they weren't able to find out exactly what was going on. They assumed they were planning default in behind the bomb chassis instead of playing in behind, or excuse me, deep arc. As my throat is just not okay today. I don't know what's going on, Ty. But anyways, the Archives plant was a good adjustment, and they needed that. The Claymore as well on radio window, knowing that they've been playing aggressive the entire time, they're more than likely going to hop out the window. Just a good read overall. And honestly, this might be the round that gets Victoria's Secret back into this.
So round number 5 coming up. Sorry, taking a sip of water there. Round number 5 coming up. And finally, Victoria's Secret, like I said, bringing it back. Was not looking good, but finally able to find some success. We'll see Queen YOLO Mid return to the upstairs. They're the most prominent site, the highest pick site, probably the highest as far as probability of defense site here on border. I'll be upstairs. So we'll see a pretty similar operator lineup to what we have previous. Double hard breach. We'll see little Lexi return once more onto the Twitch. This time we will not see a buck, though. As, you know, typically you'll see him kind of go underneath him or an Ash or Zofia, open up that floor and remove any resistance on the pillbox wall. Resistance in the form of bandit batteries, mute jammers, etc. They do not have that ability. So, of course, you can still shoot through the bottom of the floor. It's a little bit slower of a process. And because of the amount of shooting, people are a little bit quicker to realize your location. Twitch Drone will find one battery, but get shot immediately. That'll happen a second time. And like Mr. Stokes mentioned earlier, you know, 4 batteries, it's not the trade that you really want, but they are there kind of guarding it. Maybe following it up with a flashbang or something of the like. Might be a little bit more effective, but here we go. We got Marmalade playing close to the door. She will decide to back off. Minute and 10 seconds deep. Somebody very close by. I'm not sure if she hears it. Sketchopotamus did hear the drop. She knows somebody's in there. We'll find the back of Marmalade. So just bad timing on the part of Marmalade. Sketchopotamus, easy kill there. And that's one of the most prolific roamers that they've been having to deal with all day long. So a great start here for Victorious.
Animosity and the rest of the squad lying in wait inside of sight. Exothermic charge going off on box. Will rip open that right-hand side panel for Animosity as she plays close to the armory locker wall. Little Lexi holding long angle. I don't believe that they know that half wall has been cleared just yet. Wants to try and confirm it with the drone, but doesn't have one. Have 2 combatants sitting near Sandwich. One close, one farther away. Could rotate into Mini as well, which could spell disaster for Lexi if she's not paying attention. But Animosity has her sights focused on Beepers. Overall, this take has been pretty good so far. Able to get that early pick on a Marmalade after a misread downstairs and dropping directly into the information of the offense. Sketchopotamus allocating herself back over to drone, but a very well-placed Valkyrie camera by Ashen will give the defense all the information that they need to handle this situation. Autumn does have deployable shield, though, on her secondary. Doesn't have the barb, so we won't be seeing anything happening with possibly slowing anyone down. Little Lexi's just going to throw herself to the wolves, and Animosity's going to pop off as well as Britt takes a bullet to the head. Only 20 seconds remain. They need to get the diffuser down, but where's the diffuser even at? It's outside. Estrella's by herself inside the CCTV. Sketchopotamus top of metal stairs. A quick shot, and Ashley goes for a double. Sketchopotamus all on her lonesome with 8 seconds, and not even enough bullets to handle the situation. She downs one. She confirms on the Valkyrie. A nice flick, but a hop out of Mini. Queen YOLO Mid with round 5.
I think that flick killed somebody.
No, it downed him.
Did it?
Yep.
Either way, a valiant
Trust
effort.
the professional here, all right?
Listen, I know. What are you gonna do in a situation like that? It was better than it was better than I would have ever done in a 1vx situation with like 4 seconds left to go.
Ty, you're also old.
That is true. That is true. I'm not going to contend that point whatsoever. But anyway, Queen YOLO Mid will bounce back after losing one. They won the first 3 in a row, of course. We thought maybe this could be a chance for Victoria's Secret to swing the momentum a little bit. But nope, Queen YOLO Mid will win one, bringing them up to 4-1, still 3 rounds ahead once again. This will be their last opportunity to defend before the roles are switched. But, you know, Border is kind of one of those statistically, the defense and the offense and how that it is cited is a lot closer than a lot of the other maps to right down the middle. So, although we do see these streaks where somebody wins all of one side and then the other team will come back and do the same thing, even though the map is generally not like that. We saw that happen, you know, a few weeks ago on Clubhouse, where everybody was winning attacks on Clubhouse like it was going out of style, which, you know, Clubhouse is usually a little bit more defendable of a map. So perhaps that is the case either way. Even if Queen Yolomid win every other round and finish it off 7-1, there's still a best-of-3 maps. So you can have a bad map, come back and win the next two and still win the series. So Victoria's Secret, they still have a lot of room to work with here. Still early on in the day, early on in this best-of-3 series.
Still would like to see a little bit of a pace change by the offense. Just playing too passively, and they're allowing the defense to shift their, well, for lack of a better term, their materials, you know, their utility on defense over to other areas in order to combat what they want to do. Part of the offense is being able to have that burst of speed where all of a sudden you're on the site, you have the 2 picks that you need, and they really can't stop you once you drive that wedge. And it seems that Victoria's Secret is taking things extremely slow, which can be good in certain instances, but it has not proved to be fruitful just yet for them. Twitch drone rotates in, able to find 2, recognizing now that Archives is clear, but it's also been castle barricaded. So little Lexi just trying to fire into Sandwich. Other than that, though, it seems to be a full top take here from the likes of Victoria's Secret. Stray going to make the long angle near radio wall. A soft reinforcement as well, making a couple bullet holes here. Trying to see if she can find the door. She'll be able to find it, but she won't be able to see the angle that she wants so direly to be able to see. Autumn playing in behind a half wall as well as Lexi's trying to start the pinch here. Autumn was able to battle out of this last time, and she started things off right. Lexi doesn't peek for information. She holds that hard angle, and Autumn with range, doesn't even matter. She has the angled grip. Sketch upon him is finally able to shut her down. And this is what I've been talking about. Autumn May and the rest of the Queen Yolomid squad take these gunfights, whereas we just see the offense hold these angles, and a pre-fire will just rip you to shreds.
Yeah, especially if you have somebody who's having like a frame issue, right? Or a ping issue or something like that. And we all know there was a comment made earlier in game, you know, Moss does have an effect on people's frames, et cetera, et cetera. So a little bit less time again to react to sort of to stuff like that. But thankfully Sketch will shut down the tirade that was happening. Bapper's very low, as is Sketchopotamus. 3v4. The time now ticks away, and the attackers moved pretty swiftly. They deployed some of that hard breach, got into the building pretty quickly, but after that gunfight, everything stalled out. We have Marmalade very, very patiently waiting by metal detectors. That patience will pay off, catching Sketchopotamus on the rotate. Rachel knows that there is somebody nearby. Marmalade hanging out in the small office now, and I don't think anybody has any idea. Rachel will walk right by, but Marmalade will miss the shots, alerting her. But no, she'll win the fight anyway, taking the head off of Rachel Boo. And Marmalade, the roamers upstairs doing a lot of work. Finally, Animosity patiently waiting on site as the anchor with the Alda will find somebody to shoot at, and she will take them down as well. And Queen Yolomid will have an almost flawless defensive series, taking it 5-1.
You don't see that too often on Border, do you?
No.
And it wasn't even Marmalade that did it. It was Autumn May and Bappers. Those roam games, well, specifically Bappers playing a little bit closer towards site and just having some good rotations outside and getting aggressive with that bandit play. Bagged her a lot of kills, but Autumn May was really the highlight of their defensive side, taking multiple gunfights as the lone soldier off site. Very impressive.
I mean, look at the kill spread. The kill spread, pull it up again. By the way, our awesome observer for today, Mr. Ted Meister. Let's have a look at that. And I mean, the kill spread on Queen Yolomid is perfectly even almost. And so is, surprisingly, Victoria's Secret. You know, nobody's doing terrible by any stretch of the imagination right now. It's just the team, Victoria's Secret, that's struggling to close it out. What do you think is the problem right now, Stokes? You think it's too many, like, peeking one at a time scenarios?
It's not too many peeking one at a time situations. It's the fact that they just don't peek at all. They play so slowly on offense, especially even when they have information, that it just doesn't work out into their favor, because Queen Yellow Mid wants those gunfights, and they're going to take those gunfights. They're going to get aggressive. They're going to get in your face. And the only way to be able to handle a situation like that is take the gunfight yourself. Get aggressive. Be the peeker, not the peek E. It's one of those situations. And the reasoning because of that is, well, a couple of things. Number one, online, obviously, you do have peeker's advantage. But number two is that you're ready for the gunfight when you take it. And a lot of the times when people hold angles and stuff like that, you already in your mind, obviously, a lot of these players have been playing Siege for a very long time. Okay, there's more than likely somebody holding an angle here. Someone's going to hold an angle here. You throw a couple bullets that way. I mean, you have a stupid amount of ammo inside of Rainbow Six Siege. I mean, as we flip through, look how many bullets everyone has in their main gun. I mean, 31 in the mag and then 188 in secondary for the R4C on Ash. You have plenty of bullets. All you have to do is just pre-fire. That's it. And that's what begged Autumn a lot of kills. Autumn peeked into a lot of angles that she knew were going to be commonplace and was able to get kills off of that.
Yeah. So it looks like there's a lot set up here in offices to try and deny something, and Bandit will attempt to, but no, miss the opportunity to stop that charge going off, and will actually be able to escape to safety because none of the attacking squad decided to peek that open hole. And, they didn't have a drone in there. Perfectly understandable. Animosity, you were just talking about her. Start things off, taking the head off of Rachel Boo. She'll take a lot of health, a lot of damage in the process. Autumn will find a little Lexi now. And so, not a good start here for Victoria's Secret on the defense. We'll see one battling it out here in CCTV. I'm not sure if she even saw it. So Estrella actually would fire at her through the window, but Animosity didn't realize. And Estrella, she'll down another over on the stairs. So that's 2 kills right back. And now we have a tie ball game just like that. Fender's looking good all of a sudden, Mr. Stokes.
And hey, I mean, look at exactly how it came through though. No information inside of break room, then a quick pre-fire towards East off of information from her teammates that had already been dealt with. I mean, impressive gameplay overall from the Bandit. We are going to get some featsies here from Autumn May on the Jackal. Recognize now the Bandit is still in play. And again, you're holding angles and you're going to get ripped. You don't do that. And you're going to fall to the same demise as your teammates. And all of a sudden, the defense in full control of the situation. Diffuser is in the hand of Bappers. Autumn could possibly hold down the Archives door here, especially with Bappers picking up that kill in a sketch. Oh no, this could be a plant situation. 25 seconds remain on the clock. Ashton's taking full control of Archives. They just need to get this diffuser down. Bappers planting, but Ashton's gonna get super aggressive on the door. What are you doing, love? Oh no, she's gonna throw the entire situation away. Brick gets taken down, knock it down to the 1 versus 1, but now only 8 seconds remain. They don't have any information. Estrella's gonna need the quad to shut it down, but she's all the way in Narnia. You need to rotate. Does she not think that she has a diffuser? Bappers, what are you doing? What? Plant the bomb! No!
I think she was under the impression that somebody was nearby her and she went to save the op.
No.
I don't know what happened there.
It wasn't even a sound cue. Oh no.
That should have been a plant. I don't think there was any way for that Bandit to get back to Estrella. Just absolutely. You know what was funny about Estrella that round is she was set up to like hold down the fort in offices and immediately got displaced because she missed the trick onto the wall to stop the hard breach. So they immediately came into offices. So she was kind of playing on the fly, right? She scrambled back over to CCTV and from there picked up a 3-piece and just absolutely swung it in the favor of Victoria's Secret there. And I think that is a contributing factor to how they came away with the W there. The quick on her feet Estrella plays in that previous round. So good on her. Unfortunate scenario there at the end, but that will be a Victoria's Secret winning a much needed round at this point, keeping Queen YOLO Mid from match point.
Well, both of these teams need to get it figured out on offense. I can tell you that, because that's that round, especially at the very tail end, there was leaning towards the favor of the offense because Estrella wasn't moving. She wasn't trying to shift over to stop a plant. She was playing her life out in CCTV, and all that needed to happen was Bappers just had to hold the F key and put a diffuser down, and she more than likely would have won the round. But instead, she gets a little antsy and drops the diffuser, and, you know, pros don't fake became something because of that kind of situation. So there you go. Pros don't fake, and you shouldn't either.
Don't not be diffusing when there's 0 seconds on the clock, right?
Well, don't not be diffusing when there's, you know, 10 seconds are left on the clock. You either plant early to where, you know, it's going to hit 0-0 at the tail end of your diffuse, or you get blown up because of a pulse. But oh, that's just a bad situation for Autumn. You got to feel for the woman. You got to feel for her. But Animosity going to rotate in above as well.
I wonder if
I'm going to assume so. I don't exactly know where she died at.
Either way, I mean, fantastic job. Perfect use of the pulse, right? You got that utility. You got to make that C4
she died. Oh, she died inside of, I believe, Passport.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Either
Marmalade.
way, well played.
Marmalade. Oh, turn around, Marmalade. Oh, wait. Oh, no, cancel that. That's her teammate. My bad. Professional commentator, by the way. Anyways, Animosity and the rest of the squad do now have all the vertical control in the world that they could possibly need. We do still have Estrella on East Stairs. More than likely going to hear that door break down the hallway. Oh, Animosity. She's going to run right into the bandit. Pre-fires. The R4C doesn't do it, though. A little bit of damage to Estrella, but those last couple of bullets just did not make any contact. You got to feel for her. Estrella rotates in through tellers, grabs a drone for her leisure, and the defense is still in the driver's seat.
Yes, they are, but there's still a lot of time to work with here for the attacking squad. They've got the upstairs control. Now they have a little bit of ability to tear that floor open, see if they can find a pick, at the very least displace some of the defenders. And oh my goodness, I've never seen so many bullets hit the metal bars, but finally, the only bullet that counts, the bullet that hits their head, will take one down underneath. That will be the Alda getting taken off the board. Was that Rachel? I couldn't tell who got killed there. I think it was that one Brit in that situation. Either way, tied it up. Still plenty of time for those attackers to work with, so they are making use of it very well. The remaining defenders spread out quite a bit. I don't think any of them are actually on site, but they are watching drop down, et cetera, spread out, ready to take on the closing here from the attackers. You'll see the armored Bappers will take down Estrella. Oh no, she'll flick on her teammate and do some damage to her as well. Thankfully, not killing her in the process. Little Lexi, she'll find Marmalade, and Sketch will find Ashton. So now it is all up to Bappers, who is a little bit trigger happy right now. So hopefully that will turn out in her favor. She's ready to react quick, but only 8 seconds to go. She'll have to move immediately. And now I believe one of the defenders has scrambled off just to get away from the site. And I don't think there's going to be enough time to make anything happen. There won't. And that will be Victoria's Secret winning yet another round. So we've seen the role swap happen, and we've seen success come from the defensive team. You know, we've got a ball game on our hands now. 3-5, very manageable. You have that extra buffer round to make a mistake if you're Victoria's Secret, and the game's not over right then and there, right? It's not much point. So, you know, 3 rounds in the next 4, and, you know, they're right back in this, and that's something that can easily be done.
Well, Bappers almost having 11 kills there. She would have, you know, killed Ashton. Very close. But overall, I would say that the Fragmite's working out. Rest of the team needs to pick up the pace, though. I can tell you that much. Very slow goings upstairs. And the main thing right now is it just seems like the information game for either of these teams on their offensive side is just not there. And that might be something that needs to be handled as, hey, we need to get drones in front. We need our support players to do what their job is. We need to get that information game for our clears, and we need to capitalize on that information as quickly as possible. You can't be 10 seconds behind a drone. 10 seconds, I can be completely across the map. You know what I mean? In order to capitalize on that information, you should be, you know, at max 5 seconds behind that drone on where it's going. So, you know, the general, you know, vicinity of where the person that they're able to drone out is, in order to take that gunfight, because a lot of the times the defense is the one that's in favored because you don't know their exact location at all times. And obviously, since you're walking into what's technically speaking their home, you feel that not only that comfortability factor, but you're the ones who set up the entire building. You made the murder holes, you made the new angles, you reinforced, you know what your angles are throughout the map, and now they have to deal with that. you know? So it's a lot easier going from the defensive side for those gunfights than the offensive, because you're the one that has to get the information. There's many more moving parts. It's just a lot of stress that gets added onto the offensive front. And thought Rachel was on the passport wall there just for a second. Animosity could have begged herself a free kill, but no, she is working on the stockroom door. And they've actually allocated themselves to custom, so we're going to have every single site played on border. Little bandit trick there by Brit as well.
Say it looks like that's the first of the thermite charges getting zapped down. We'll see thermite rotate around to the other side, but that wall is going to be muted. So no entry for her there either. Bappers trying to scramble to figure out, where can I deploy this? Where can we make an entry into the site? Thankfully, only a minute's off the clock, so they got plenty of time. And here we go. She will try and go for it one more time from passport. This time she will be successful. Animosity will take a lot of bullets in the shoulder in the meantime, but be able to escape to the outside, try and hold an angle, find who was shooting at me. Meanwhile, Sketchopotamus making lots of holes up top to see down towards that newly opened wall from passport with little Lexi. She'll kick things off, finding the head of Marmalade upstairs with that ACOG behind half wall, holding the long angle. Autumn peeking it and paying for it, losing about half of her health, but no! Little Lexi pops up. Autumn now has the angle, and that will be a headshot for Autumn May, taking Lexi off the board. 4v4. Still a minute left to go.
Plenty of damage done to Autumn and Animosity rolling into the tail end of round 9. Estrella is still upstairs. Animosity with the initial frag on a Sketchopotamus, and Estrella is going to turn tail and run. Highly advised. You need to try and get back to site in order to play defense instead of throwing yourselves to the wolves upstairs, because this offense will be rolling in hot and heavy. As you can see, 3 members of Queen Yellow Mid now upstairs inside of CCTV. They do have possibly 2 nitro cells that could possibly be used from down low to try and counter this verticality. But now that they have all this pressure, they know that stock is clear. That one Brit will be inside of detention though, shifting herself over to the corridor, as we need some aggressive plays here to open up site and get this diffuser down. Everyone's just staring head and hands down into the hatches. They need to try and find any bit of information that they can. Oh, they're going to go for the default plant over in the corner. Ashton planting on the reinforcement they were able to open. Oh, can they see the head? Oh, it won't work. Oh no, Rachel. She doesn't break the window, and the diffuser will go down. Offense able to start a fire here. This could spell disaster. Rachel Boo reclaims her nitro cell. That one, Brit's still alive, but Rachel Boo will get taken down. Animosity from upstairs, but no, it'll be Autumn with the F2, and Queen Yellow Mid pushes it to the limit. They're on map point.
Yes, they are. And, you know, from the high ground, it's so difficult to fight. And what an unfortunate scenario. I mean, one more bullet would have set that glass down, allowed that C4 to get right into that slot. Thing is I think the plant was so far along. I'm not sure. It was most certainly gotten a kill, but I don't know if it would have landed and stopped the diffuse. That would have changed it completely the other way if that would have happened. So a game of mere seconds that round. But here we go. 3-6. Victoria's Secret. Not the best start in the world. Fought hard to battle it back. But now facing match point will have to be perfect 3 rounds in a row in order to bring this into overtime.
This is going to take a this is going to be a tall task for the defense to shut things down from this offensive unit. They are able to go back to their original sites though. So Armory Lockers will be the first, and we'll have to see what the offensive unit has in the cards for the defense this time around. Last time it seemed like the take was all over the place. They really tried contesting offices heavily, but it got shut down from Estrella inside of CCTV. And CCTV is the room that you initially want to take when you are attacking Armory Lockers because of what you're able to do from there from the defensive side. You're able to chop up this map extremely easily, hold those long angles towards east, prevent the top of metal. There's so much you can do from CCTV, especially when you allow the defense to maintain possession of that area of the map. They need to strip that away from the defense as quickly as possible, and maybe just go for a default take here, Ty. Go for that Armory Locker wall, go for the default plant on the mini reinforcement that's more than likely going to be there. You know, it's called default for a reason, and it's because it works.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, if it doesn't work, you still will have enough time if you fully commit to it, because you don't really. I think it's a less risky take, because you don't have to take a safe zone for defenders before you can open up a crucial wall into sight. If you go to offices, you have to take care of an internal room and hold that down before you then make entry. You still have to watch for flanks on either, so that's a thing. But the bottom line is if you do it quickly, you still have enough time to rotate to offices if things get kind of hairy. You'll see one laying down behind the console, although the peek will come in. And that's kind of the peak you were talking about earlier. Like, you got to go in, you got to do it. You can't be too passive all game long. I mean, YOLOMID has not been, and oh no, I think from behind by a teammate. Rachel.
Oh,
we'll clean it up though. So yeah, Animosity is about as low as it can be. It's not down. So no, she is about 10 health. That was an interesting little turn of events, because it looked like she got shot in the back, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked like she took a little bit of damage. She could have possibly walked back into some friendly fire. Lexi will push the envelope even further, taking down Animosity. And Marmalade, finally, with the opening frag for the offense, takes down the Bandit that's been such a disaster piece for the offense so far. And we'll see if they're able to finally find something here on one of these regular sites. Otherwise, they're just going to be waiting for one of those off sites to be able to try and secure this map 1 victory and push us to map 2. We could always see a resurgence here, though, as it's not too far out of reach. There's no reinforcements. Well, they do have one close reinforcement on Archive's wall. Marmalade does still have 2 impacts as well as 2 concussions inside of her lifeline. She could possibly get her 2 teammates over here. They could handle this situation pretty easily and get a diffuser down. It's only Sketch playing close with that M590. A couple concussions poured in with a quick shot as well could handle the situation, as it seems like the defense is still pushed off quite heavily as well. They were spread out. Sketch Eponymous now burning her smokes. Rachel Boo with a long shot through into the break room wall. Brett following it up. And again, this is why you take CCTV. This is not why you just maintain focus on Office unless you're going to go for a full-on take. But they've been spreading themselves thin over on the south balcony, which has not been setting them up for victory on these offensive sites.
Yeah, Ashton, not enough time to really make anything happen. We'll pre-fire some spots, try and pad the stats, but we'll get taken down. And Victoria's Secret, a very commanding round win from them, and something that they kind of needed to do to, if anything, jumpstart a little bit of momentum. I know upon talking to her that they are a very momentum-based team, so they can kind of get things going. Hopefully they can carry that trend. They're going to have to, if they want a shot at winning this map. They'll have to win 2 more just like that to enter into an overtime scenario. So here we go into round number 11.
All right, well, round 11. Defense needs to secure yet another round to be able to push this to max inside of regulation. It'll be Vents. Offense more than likely will be taking the upstairs, as we saw last time. They did a pretty good clear, but it eventually got shut down by the defense. And it just seems like both of these offensive units, when they obviously are there, are just having a big trouble with roam clear and being able to identify out what they need to take in order to achieve the jobs that they want to do. It seems like they're skipping steps and then going for just the tail end of the checklist and going, okay, we can get this right now. And then obviously, since they don't have, X, Y, and Z done yet, that punishes them, especially on those upstairs holds where neither team really felt the need to take CCTV when it's the most important room on the entire top floor for attacking armory lockers. We are going to have plenty of reinforcements set down upstairs, and they're also going to reinforce admin hatch while they're reinforcing the admin wall. So a little bit of a different setup here from the defense. Britt still does have one Valk cam in hand, rocking the Nitro Cell as well, obviously, as we don't see Valkyrie too often switch off from that utility piece.
So a little bit of entry being made. Now match point, Victoria's Secret needing to just have everything work out in their favor. We'll see a Jackal come out here. And Autumn, she'll actually take a lot of damage there from the window. Estrella, though, will back up, and she'll see somebody but not be able to react in time. Marmalade is having a fantastic game so far. We'll take Estrella down to the ground. So that is one threat dealt with. 4 more to go if you're Queen YOLO mid in order to wrap this map up nice and tight with a W on it for you, meaning you only have to win 1 more map to take the series and thus 3rd place here. CCS R6W. 2 minutes left to work with as they are now taking their time to get a little bit more information before pushing a little bit further. Kind of an unorthodox sort of lineup here. Automation will find 1, but Marmalade will take a ton of damage. So both Jackal and Zofia, just 1 bullet from just about any caliber will take them down. Not a lot of health at all to work with, but they still do have 5 people alive. So the utility is still important. The droning ability is still important. And of course, the crossfire refrag potential always in play, no matter how little health you have. But looks like a little bit of a slowdown from them, as somebody will get pinged by the Jackal. Animosity, very close to site, will be holding that rotate hole made by the defenders earlier, making sure nobody can do any sort of squirrely rotation on them.
Rachel Booth in the bottom east, and we already have quite a few picks down onto the defensive side. Autumn May and Marmalade also lit up. And speaking of Autumn May, she'll now pass away as Britt's able to secure that kill with the MPX. Not the best weapon in the game, but definitely can get the job done, especially in the proper hands. Drones now rotating in, and the vertical pressure coming through from Animosity upstairs with that sledge. And Britt's going to get aggressive. Gets taken down, though, and no Doc to be able to assist Britt. They're going to have to do it with their hands instead. Sees the rotation in, but not playing close enough. Nitro Cell gets through, but it's not going to be able to find the clearance in order to get towards Ashton. Ashton's going to be able to secure the plants here. Sketchoponymous can't do anything about it. Ashton's dipped outside. She can get on the bus or rappel upside down, but she's going to place a Claymore first, just for doing her due diligence. Britt's going to be picked up now, as it's going to be down to a 3 versus 4, but plenty of low health targets. Stun grenades now pour in. Rachel Boo will be what they need to be able to secure the round, but no, Bappers for 2 and Bappers for a possibility of 3. Sketchoponymous all the way upstairs, but she gets dispatched quickly, and Queen YOLO mid take border.
Very well played by both of these teams. Victoria's Secret looking, I mean, the last round that they played was such a strong, as a matter of fact, it was the strongest round that they played all game in terms of numbers left at the end in their favor. There was 4 left alive, but just could not continue it. I do not think that Victoria's Secret, oh yeah, they did chain 2 together once, but just could not hang in there. I mean, a close match and a heck of a job by Victoria's Secret to attempt to battle back. But look at that, 3 in double digits on the side of Queen YOLO mid. Everybody stepping in when others not having such a great round on the side of Queen YOLO mid. And they will, like Mr. Stokes said, take map number 1. Welcome back, Mr. Brim.
Thank you. First thing I want to point out, Queen YOLO mid obviously doing a fantastic job, back in form, as we know how they can play when they're on their game. But Bappers specifically there, 13 kills. But what I found more impressive than that, that's 13 kills in 11 rounds, which is good, it's really good, but only 3 deaths out of 11 rounds. And that says something, because when you are alive longer, more, whatever the term you want to use is, the more effective you can be for their team. And maybe Stokes, you might be able to attest to this more, but it wasn't just the fact that she was getting kills. It felt like she was getting kills in ways that helped her team in the moments when she needed to get them.
Impactful fragging, Brimstone. That's what that means. Impact frags. You might not, that's what we talk about. If you hear, Parker or Kicks or Flynn or myself commentate on a regular basis, you'll hear this term used a lot, exit frags. What an exit frag means is that it really doesn't have an impact on the round. You're just more or less padding your stats and, hey, look, it looks good on the Siege GG or whatever, right? But impact frags are things that impact a round or win you that round. That is what an impact frag means. And that's exactly what I was going to talk about, actually, Jim. She was extremely impactful with her frags to where it just set them up for victory throughout every single round. And she did it time and time again. It was overall a very impressive performance on map 1.
Yeah. And just before we quickly flip to a break, Ty, what is Victoria's Secret going to need do here in the next round to get themselves set up again?
I think I don't know what the communication is like between them right now, but I think that's going to be the key, right? Is make sure that strong communication, make sure there's no emotions, just get after it. You know what I mean? They have the talent, there's no question.
Yeah, definitely.
So really, I don't know how to predict that, right? I think that they played well. I think that they had a very, very bad attacking series, or was it defensive series? What did they start out on?
They started off on attacking, correct.
Okay, so they had a very, very bad, that's what I thought, attacking series. I just want to question myself. And they, like Stokes mentioned, while the round was going on, they were playing just a little bit too passively, and they just couldn't get it going. They had a lot more success on defense. They won more than they lost on defense. You know, that's the kind of play. Really, if you're winning more than you lose, you're going to win the game, but you have to do that throughout the whole match. The first half was just so one-sided that even though that they were doing better, much better actually in the second half, it just still wasn't enough to make up for what happened the first half. And also shout out to Stokes for saying beepers once instead of bappers.
Yeah. Oh, I also said love, which apparently is a bad thing as well, but whatever. Anyways, continuing on. Yeah, that wasn't Ty, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. That was me. So don't give Tiny crap about that. It's like an Eastern thing that I picked up from my uncle. Apologies. But besides that point, Queen Yellow mid ahead. Victoria's Secret, again, it just seems like their offense is plaguing them right now. Moving into this second map, which is going to be Villa, it's more than likely going to be even more difficult because there's a lot more droning. There's a lot more steps that go into handling Villa as opposed to Border. So this could be just Queen Yellow mid running up the scoreboard on defense, or Victoria's Secret could surprise us. You know, we could see some more information ops come out on offense. We could see the Dokkaebi. We could see a lot more Jackal play. We'll just have to see exactly what's in the cards here.
Yes, indeed. I think we're going to go to a short break, if I'm not mistaken.
Definitely.
Ooh.
We will flip to that quick break, and when we come back, it'll be map number 2, Victoria's Secret versus Queen Yellow mid here, and it will be on Villa. We'll see everyone in just a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. We are getting set here for map number 2 to decide who will take the 3rd place and who will be relegated, if you will, to the 4th place. Of course, I've got Stokes here on my left. I've got Ty Tangles, getting tongue-tied here, on my left as well. And I'm Brimstone, your host. We had an exciting first map there. It was pretty back and forth. Queen Yellow Mid definitely had the advantage in that defending round, or when they were defending, giving very little room to Victoria's Secret. Victoria's Secret giving them a pushback when they were on defense, but not enough to secure it. But we will be going into the second map here. Correct me if I'm wrong. Villa now is Victoria's Secret's choice. Am I correct? I believe so.
Yeah. No, wait, no.
Yeah.
Victoria's. I'm trying to remember the storyline exactly, because obviously haven't been here in a while. So it's Queen Yellow Mid's pick. Yeah, I was gonna say I believe Victoria's Secret wanted to go to Border, if I remember the storyline correctly.
Okay. Yeah. So this is an interesting turn. Yeah, Victoria's Secret did choose Border. Now we're going to Queen Yellow Mid's map. So I'm sure Queen Yellow Mid has to be happy about that fact. Victoria's Secret, we touched on it before the break, Ty. Do you think it's their comms more likely than anything that they need to get in order to secure themselves the victory here? I think you might be muted, buddy.
There we go.
There we go.
Sometimes I mute so I don't cough into people's ears. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what their comms are like. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that their comms, to be successful in the future, I'm not saying as opposed to the past, their comms need to be clear and concise. And they, I'm just saying that, that's a key for any team, right? And so yeah, is it important? Yes. Has that been a problem for them? I have no idea. I'm assuming not. But again, these gals, like we said, I had the opportunity to interview them, and they haven't had the time to practice for a while. You know what I mean? So it could be a little rusty in there. All I can do is speculate, though. I'll tell you, they had a much, much, much better half in the second half of that match than they did in the first half. So if that's any indication of what the future holds, then Victoria's Secret's very much still in this.
Well, it does look like we are ready to get into the map. I'll talk to you gentlemen shortly. Good luck. Have fun. We'll see you guys soon.
Well, thank you for that, my friend. And
see you, Brim.
Yeah, see you, Brim. We'll see you next time, my man. Let's hop right back into this, though, and figure out who can possibly close out map 2. Will Queen Yellow Mid secure it and be able to claim 3rd place, or will Victoria's Secret have something to say about it? It's all going to start inside of the band phases. My voice is back, Ty. I don't have to clear my voice every 15 seconds to talk. We can be loud. We can be proud. And the Thatcher band will roll through for the very first offensive band. Victoria's Secret already trying to shake things up.
Yes, indeed. And an interesting band.
Oh.
And
okay. All right. We don't see Blackbeard too often, but I'm down.
Yeah. And it's obviously something that they don't want to deal with, whether it be from Victoria's Secret or just in general. Of course, it will be Victoria's Secret, of course, in this instance, it being the final game of the year. But that's a very understandable pick. Nobody likes fighting against the Blackbeard, right? Period. And if there's anything else that they want to have the ability to utilize everything else themselves. You know what I mean? So at the same time, it could just be like a push aside ban, somebody that they weren't planning on using. So just in case the other team were, it helps them, and they don't have to ban out an operator that's crucial to their attack. We'll see Mira and Echo get banned. Nothing out of the ordinary on that side of the ball. Probably see a lot of Maestro like we did just a map ago. And I think we are ready for map number 2, Villa. This is a best of 3 series, of course, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you so much for joining us here, Twitch TV/CCS Esports, for the dramatic conclusion of the first ever season of CCS R6W. This is the 3rd place match. The semifinals were yesterday. If you missed those, you missed some really, really good games. You'll be able to see those on YouTube this coming week, as will you be able to see the matches today, both from EU and NA on our YouTube channel, also CCS Esports. So here we go, round number 1. Lot of roaming potential coming here from Victoria's Secret.
All right, well, let's see what is in the cards for them rolling into this. As you said, a lot of roam potential. They have the Mute Mozzie combo, which has been rocking the entire time. It's a great setup, you know, be able to prevent a lot of information gained from the offense. And since the offense isn't bringing a Jackal, no Dokkaebi, nothing really that harnesses the power of info for the offense, all they have is the drones. So being able to, you know, cause a detriment to that ecosystem is going to be a huge thing for this defensive side. Pair that with the Legion as well as that Maestro, it's going to be extremely hard to get into sight.
10 seconds to go.
Queen Yellow Mid having a little bit of fun with it, and why wouldn't you? That's exactly what we wanted out of this league. Is we wanted people to just have fun, right? That's the primary goal. So here we go, round number 1, Villa, map number 2. Queen Yellow Mid could close the whole series out right here, right now. This is their map pick, by the way. They won Victorious Secret's map pick just a map ago. And we're going to get started here as Marmalade wastes no time coming in here to the veranda. Is going to open up this window, try and find somebody, maybe doing some sort of a late setup, but we'll find nothing. Make her presence known, though. Ashen will push up there with the thermite charges in hand, as obviously a common strategy is run in and get that wall open into bar.
Drone play now coming in for the offense, and they do have that aggressive lineup though that we've seen them use quite a few times now. IQ Ash especially will be able to help out a lot. Autumn getting rid of quite a bit of utility from underneath, and this is where IQ shines. These sites that are placed on soft floors grant the ability for IQ to shoot through with that scanner, get rid of all the ADSs, Legion mines, what have you. Such a powerful utility when used properly, and Autumn's definitely using it properly now. Little Lexi will make herself known inside of Library, which could be dangerous, and yes, it will be. Bappers delivers a shot from the AK-74 to her head, and they're going to open up with the frags here on round 1 of Villa. 1:30 remaining. Exothermic charge going down already. They have bar open. They're ready for this plant. And they have also exploded it's going to be a Capital Bolt from Animosity that's been shot through, or I'm going to assume she tried to time it. It more than likely hit a panel or something along those lines. But panel's already been open now, plenty of time. They just need to drone once again and get some more information game, and that's exactly what they're doing. Drones rolling into sight. Estrella is going to get found out, and they need to capitalize on this immediately. But no, she gets shut down from the peak. Animosity not ready for it, but Estrella was.
Yeah, she'll throw a Legion out, if anything, just to see if somebody's holding an angle in there, because it'll get shot right away. But instead, somebody will step on it. She'll peek out, but no, lose the gun battle. The bar just obstructing her vision. Marmalade, she will lose most of her health in the progress, but she will get the kill. Rachel Beal, meanwhile, on the other side, will even things up with a headshot on Autumn May, but Marmalade will find her second. There, on site now. Ashton behind the bar, now putting the plant down. That one, Britt hears it, close by, throws some bullets at the bar. Will not connect with anybody. Come around the corner, not see anybody on stairs. It'll be Bappers watching that flank, doing her job. Finds the head of that one, Brit, and now only one left. Sketchopotamus will have to find 3 and or defuse in the process. About a third of the diffuser time gone, as she is still a floor below. Little pre-placed C4 will not strike gold. She rotates her way back up and not looking very good for them at all. She'll find 1, but we'll still have to find 2 more. Now only about 20 health to do it with. Pre-fires come out all over the place, and now it just does not seem like she will have enough time to do it. So she will try to pad the stats in the meantime, pushes in, tries to find the head of somebody, but will not do so, and finally gets shut down. Queen Yellow Mid Marmalade killing everybody, even with just a little bit of health. And Yellow Mid wins round number 1.
Great post plant and great plays by Marmalade as well, and no aggressive plays coming from Queen Yellow Mid in that post plant. That's something I'm always scared of when looking to see how a team's going to play out a situation like that. You don't want to give one-on-one gunfights to somebody that's trying to clutch up, because that's exactly how they clutch up. You saw that initial kill roll through. That was just a very nicely placed shot onto Ashton. That was laying down prone, but you know, it happens. That's not a big deal. What the big deal is if that continues to tally on to where you have another one-on-one and then another one-on-one. You want to take those gunfights where when they peek one person, you have the crossfire set up where you're able to secure the kill from another angle, or maybe you went out that initial gunfight instead of having it to where they just take the gunfight and you just, you know, all of a sudden are down to that 1v1 situation. It's extremely winnable from both sides, and you really don't know who's going to be favored.
You certainly do not. So they will set up the site once more. And really, I think Marmalade kind of running into site and kind of splitting the defenders, killing 2. And by then, you know, the roamer just couldn't be effective at that point in time. So far off site, the attacking squad just kind of swarmed in, picked everybody off, as there was just not a whole lot you could do, right? You can't cover all the angles at once. And they were able to clean up pretty easily. So good on Marmalade for kind of tipping over that first domino so that the others could fall in place for Queen YOLO mid. And we'll see a very similar setup this time around. I think a little bit more emphasis is going to be put on watching that 90 hallway and making sure nobody can wrap around on them again. Little Lexi will put one of those ADSs there. She also kind of played in a precarious spot downstairs. I think she was on the move, she being Little Lexi, and saw somebody pushing up those stairs, missed those shots, and somebody turned around and got a fantastic kill in Sketchapomish. I'm not sure where that happened. Oh, through the door. We'll get a kill onto Automate. An unfortunate scenario. Your IQ is gone, and we saw her doing so much work downstairs. Animosity will shoot the Legion mine, but I think we'll just see the tip of the gun barrel of Rachel Boo as she is pinging it over and over again, saying, hey, there's somebody over there. Watch my back. I'm going to take in here. We'll step on 2 goo mines. That will claim about 20 life from her. Here comes flashbang number 1, and it will flash the smoke, forcing them to retreat. And they will do just that. The mute, excuse me.
Oh, they have an Evil Eye setup, so they don't have a Thatcher. They won't be able to EMP it. They're going to have to use some hard destruction here, some soft destruction, excuse me. Quick shotgun shot to the tail end of Animosity. Does quite a bit of damage, but it's actually not going to down her, surprisingly enough. Apparently just caught her with a half of the pellets instead of the full burst there. Little Lexi playing main stairs now, but she's playing time. Extremely intelligent way to handle this situation. Just show face and then scurry off. Gonna have some fire bolts now crossing over. You're good.
I was going to say that position that Lexi was playing is so strong if it's played right. So just holding that angle can really make a lot of things happen. Of course, as soon as I say that, Bappers wraps around, but look how much time she wasted. I mean, they had to take another member of Queen YOLO mid over there to kind of deal with Little Lexi, so they wasted a lot of time. Meanwhile, we'll see somebody prepped and ready to destroy any hard breach going on to that wall with an impact charge. Nothing going on in that front either. 2 very, very weak attackers. Animosity just kind of barely peeking around the corner, seeing if she can find somebody. She will, just as we turn away. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Maybe did a little bit of damage, but escaped into vault, perhaps. Bappers will find one onto Estrella. That is 3 on the round for Bappers. Rachel Boo will find Animosity to bring it back a little bit, but Bappers will find her 4th of the round. Can she get the ace? Rachel Boo, the last alive, hunkered down behind the bar. 2 ADSs ready to rock and roll, but here comes the diffuser Ashton planting it now. Rachel just kind of holding a corner angle. See something fly through the doorway, peek out, take Marmalade down to the ground. So that's 2 for her. She's got to find 2 more. Bappers just a smidge of health, holding the angle on the doorway. A peek comes through, and Bappers with the ace closes it, winning Queen YOLO mid 2 in a row.
Fantastic play there, and Bappers especially, what a round from her. I mean, she got everything open for Queen YOLO mid to have a successful round, and they've definitely done a better job of, you know, droning an information game here on Villa. I guess it might have just been, you know, those early morning CCS shakes, as we love to talk about. So, you know, it always seems to happen, but I'm happy to see the information game coming through for them. It's something that's a staple point of competitive play, is, you know, having that coordination to be able to get the information, be able to get your entries, all of the info in the world. And both entries right now are proving exactly why they're playing those operators. Well, more or less the flex in one of the entries. Obviously, IQ would technically speaking be the other entry. Nomad's more of a flex pick, but I think the main thing we want to talk about here is the Jackal. overall, such an impressive round, and just choosing her gunfight so well, especially a fantastic shot through the wall of benches into Deer to kill the Maestro that was playing inside of Deer. Overall, an extremely impressive round, able to get that diffuser down as well. So you can see that they are still adhering to, hey, we need to get the objective done. The objective play is the name of the game. So overall, I would say fantastic play.
Yeah. Bappers with 7 kills in the first 2 rounds. And if I did the math right, the scoreboard disappeared just kind of quickly as I was adding in my head. I think she has the same amount of kills as every other player in the game combined. Which is 7. Okay, she's 1 off. No, wait. Nope, I did the math completely wrong.
Yeah, she is.
I did the math completely wrong.
She is 1 off. Combined, they have 8. The other players all have 8 combined. So she is 1 off.
No, I think it was 9. I think that
every
9? Player has 9. Yeah, but the other team only has 6. So
no, 3, 1,
9.
4, 6. Oh yeah. You're right. I did 5 for that for some reason. This is why I'm a commentator now, and I dropped out of college.
Yeah. Anyway. Either way, doesn't matter. 7 kills in 2 rounds is disgusting. She got an ace, also disgusting. And Queen YOLO mid, this is the map that they have chosen, and so far they're showing it.
Drone play coming through now. Sketch is actually going to be Miss Drone. She's going to kill one, so that they know that she's somewhere, but they're going to have to be... we thought Autumn was going to walk through the door there, but she immediately rotates away. 3 people poised at the top of the stairs. Have 1 player from the defense playing 90. We don't know exactly who it is just yet. And obviously see the silhouette, but... close plays coming in. Oh, another stun grenade will pour through. Sketch upon us. Won't be blind, though. Quick turn away. And nice turn of events here. It's going to be equal trades across the board. That's going to be Kappa Tower moved. Quick shot from Autumn May through the wall into Plains, but it won't find much. Lexi still alive. Rotation in from Sketch Eponymous. Bags Marmalade. That's going to be the Ash player. Sketch continues to battle back from inside of Plains. Still playing this extremely close angle towards the door. No one's been able to find her just yet. It's going to be up to Autumn May to shut her down. At 5.52 in hand, she gets the sound cue. Nitro Cell comes out, but it's going to be nowhere near her. Goes for a challenge onto Study, but Autumn May knows where she is now, since she did see the arc throw from that Nitro Cell. Clears the corner, knows that she had to have rotated, but now it's going to be Sketch Eponymous holding from inside. Oh no, Autumn, you crouch walk right into her, and it's going to be the defense that has the reins here in round 3.
I can't tell if Sketch is a genius or that was just a poor timing event for Autumn. Either way, just like that, Victoria's Secret up by 2 as far as the woman count is. At this point in time, still 40 seconds left for the remaining 2 attackers to try and recombobulate and figure out what it is that they want to do next. But Victoria's Secret looking very strong after 2 rounds. The first 2 rounds of this map not looking so strong at all. Vapper's coming up the stairs, will throw a flashbang, but not, or actually the ADS will eat it up, but Maestro there with the Alda ready to go is listening for the stairs, peeks out again. Britt, she will do a lot of damage and finally finish it off. That one, Britt closing it out with the 2-piece there, and Victoria's Secret, a much needed round under their belt here on Villa.
Absolutely. And overall great pacing by the defense and nice trade games and amazing roam by Sketch Eponymous, especially. Able to stay extremely passive in situations that she needed. Didn't get over aggressive. Really just let them come to her and then handle the situations that were given to her. I like the aggressive peek on Desetti to take down Marmalade. Marmalade wasn't ready for that. Marmalade seems to be a player that when she takes the gunfight, she doesn't lose. But if somebody peeks into her and she's not exactly ready in that instance, 9 times out of 10, she's going to end up losing that. And, you know, Sketch Eponymous capitalizing on top of that, whether it just be information game that Marmalade didn't have or what have you, ended up working out in the defensive favor, able to shift into side of Study and then work up to getting that kill into Autumn May as well, which completely shut down the take from the south side.
Yes, sir. So here we go. Round number 4. This will be the, I believe, the 3rd attempt. No. Well, yes, it is. The 3rd attempt by Victoria's Secret to defend this upstairs side. They lost it 2 times in a row. This finally decided, okay, let's go elsewhere. 1, and so now they are back. So we'll see if they can find some luck here up top with this newly found momentum they were able to pick up in the previous round. And they need it. They need to not get behind because, as we've seen from the last map, and we don't think it's just the map because of how even Border is statistically. I feel like Victoria's Secret today, at least, has been a second half team, doing better in the second half than they are in the first half. So here we go. Round number 4. All the basics, a little bit of intel being gathered as the Queen YOLO mid not really taking too much time to get into the building on this map quite yet. So we've seen the IQ kind of free floating around quite often downstairs. That was until the last round where she got picked off through the door, unfortunately, really early on by what was a Mozzie, I believe, at the time. So a little bit of a mix-up on Victoria's Secret side. We'll actually see the Ela come out. Something we don't see as often these days as, Mozzie tends to be a little bit more popular in because he have the intel that they can stop. But no, Sketchapati gets shut down right away. Marmalade with the Ash already pushed deep into the second floor, and the rest of her team joins her on the other side. So it looks like a split push upstairs without wasting any time here by the attacking squad. And I'm not sure if the defense fully realizes how many people are there. Meanwhile, we got Autumn underneath, like we said, working with that IQ, taking out that utility.
Well, Lexi and the rest of the squad poised on site. No roamers downstairs, but they do have to worry about Autumn downstairs getting rid of all of their utility, especially these ADSs, which could spell disaster. They do have plenty of throwables, but Britt's going to rip away a couple of them if Animosity was rocking those stun grenades. We don't exactly know, but Marmalade definitely will be, and Babbers could also be putting some air jabs down inside of sight that those ADSs could handle. Estrella, though, will still have goo mines available to her as they come to her over time. And right now she's going to have just around 6 down. A couple shots, but Lexi's going to eat the blunt of it, as well as Autumn as well. They traded back and forth, but Autumn with a nice shot. That ACOG winning out at the end of the day. Such a difficult site to battle into on those pixel angles. Marmalade playing things slow and steady inside of 90, now on the prone angle instead. Britt's been so damn good at shutting down these initial gunfights all day long. Quick shot here by Marmalade. And this is what we were talking about earlier. She's so dangerous in these instances where she's ready for that gunfight. Britt's definitely not going to be ready for one, though, as Autumn May is making the most of this. 1 health. Finally gets shut down. Recognize that Estrella behind the bar. Oh, no. This could be it. Rachel Booth drifted over to Gunvault. There's a goo mine stuck on top of the reinforcement. It didn't go over when she tried to throw it into the next room. Estrella, though, shutting down the initial take here. It's down to the 2v2. They need to get onto site. Do they know where Rachel Boo is, though? Who has the diffuser? It's going to be Ashton. She doesn't even have Bappers watching overhead. Oh, no. Only 4 seconds remaining. Will they be able to shut it down? I don't believe she has the Nitro Cell. No. It's going to fall into deaf ears here. It's Rachel Boo finally rotates into plane, and there's no one playing in their corner. She's holding it. She thinks someone's playing close, but it's not going to happen. Oh, what an ACOG angle from inside a study. It's knocked down to Rachel. It's knocked down to the SMG-11, but Queen YOLO mid takes round 4.
Bappers, beautiful shot to close that out. Great job watching the diffuser, making sure that it is nice and protected in the post-plant scenario. Queen YOLO mid, this is their map. Looking very strong, up 3-1. We saw this just a map ago. Queen YOLO mid being up 3-1 at one point in time. They were able to close out the half on Border 5-1, which left just a little too much room for Victoria's Secret to be able to come back on. Victoria's Secret winning 3 out of the 5 rounds that were played in the second half of the last map. Even though they were doing better, the discrepancy was just so much that the map ended up closing out 7-4. So they don't want to be in that scenario again. They've got 2 more maps until the flip happens, and perhaps they'll feel a little bit more comfortable here on Villa on attack. But until then, they've got to try and make something happen here. Don't forget, there's still a possibility that this half could end in a tie. But they would go for a 4th time in 5 rounds up top to try and figure out what it is that they're going to need to do to change to get a victory here. We'll see a little bit of a change in the operators. See the Doc come out. We'll see Sketchopotamus move on to the Jaeger, somebody that Lexi was playing previously. as Alexi has kind of been playing those ACOG operators on defense throughout the season. And that's kind of what that's her main deal. She's been playing a lot of Jaeger today. I'm not sure if they had a plan to like switch things up a little bit, or if it's the map specifically that, like, you know, her job was something specific. But I think that change is her moving to something that she's a little bit more used to, a little bit more comfortable with, when she needs to get frags, right? So less focus on utility for Lexi, I believe, and a little bit more focus on trying to shut down the push by getting the kills.
Exactly. Defense needs a leg to stand on, though, and overall, they haven't been able to get the initial picks that they were able to secure on border, and that's been the major issue for them. It seems like these roam games continue to get shut down. They've had a couple of good instances, but they need to push it even farther. They need to make it to where this roam clear is uncomfortable for the offense, whether it be rotating Legion offsite, putting more goo mines offsite where Autumn either has to deal with them or they step into them and Marmalade can't move how she wants to, because it really seems like Marmalade is that person to go to when you want to have somebody killed. She's done such a good job of getting these entry kills. But again, it's one of those things where it seems like if she's uncomfortable in the way that the gunfight's going to go, whether it be she doesn't have the information, she doesn't know exactly when someone's going to peek or something like that, she gets surprised and the gunfight doesn't go her way. But if she is prepared and she has that gun up, you're more than likely going to lose that. So if they're able to take that comfortability away from her, I really feel like they're going to be able to secure a lot more defensive rounds. We already did have that one round as well where Bappers just went nuclear and you couldn't stop her. She got that ace. It was impressive. But Marmalade, once again from benches, opens up the field. Rachel Boo taken down. That's mute. She was the last one to die and the first one to die this round.
Yeah. There should be no mystery now, ladies and gentlemen, why Queen Yellowmid picked up Marmalade. She is absolutely just a force to be reckoned with. I mean, I tell you what, here's the thing about it is I don't think anybody from Queen Yellowmid's doing bad by any stretch of the imagination. We saw Bappers with an ace earlier, something exceedingly rare in CCS, the fourth that I know about total. Maddox in the championship game later on the side of Disrupt with 2 of those 4. Little Lexi, though, she will get a refrag right back onto the mute. Not a lot of utility loss. Not as bad as losing an IQ here for the defense, but it's still a gun and a nitro cell off the board. Ashton, she'll find the head of Sketchopotamus. Jaeger, also an operator that deploys their utility earlier, but now the woman advantage, the operator advantage on the side. Well, of course, as soon as I say that, one Brit will even it up. Animosity goes down. Bappers takes a lot of damage. Little Lexi holding the angle with the ACOG up close. That one Brit from Vault. What a shot. Bappers goes down. So does Lexi. She'll find one onto Marmalade. It is only Ashton. At 10 seconds in a dream, she'll down one, not be able to finish him off. She's got to find 2 more. Peeks around the corner as time ticks away. She's got to move fast. Sprinting around the corner. Well, she sees close right. No, she won't. Little Lexi with a 2-piece. Take her head off. And Victoria's Secret, a much, much needed round. And just like that, a 3v1 or a 3-1 round count becomes a 3-2, a singular round difference. And we might have a game on our hands, Mr. Stokes.
And we might. It's a possibility. I would prefer it to be a game. Makes it a lot more fun, right?
Absolutely. I don't know if you caught EU earlier, but it was with 3. The championship game went 3 maps. I mean, it was everything you could hope for. I think did it go into overtime? Brimstone's still here. If it was either 7-5. I think it was
Brimstone.
7-5.
Jimstone. Jimstone. Can we get an update, Mr. Analyst? Do we know? Is he dead? He's dead.
He's probably bio break.
Lucky man.
Anyway, I will tell you that it was a heck of a show. I'm almost.
Attackers need to locate.
But
I can almost tell you positively that you just cut out there. So yeah, it was 7-5 apparently.
Yeah. So while we set up for this round,
first map was 7-4. Then we went to a 7-5. Did he go to a map 3?
I'm talking about map 3. Yeah, map 3 was a 7.
Oh, we're getting updated. The info's pouring in. I'm waiting in anticipation. Oh.
Thankfully, we've got people that can update us.
7-5, and apparently, okay, so 7-5 was the final map, and it was a 7-0 the second map. So it went 7-4, 7-0, 7-5.
And not only that, but and correct me if I'm wrong, Brim, it was Spies versus Team Queen, and when I tuned in to the third map, Team Queen was the victor, by the way. Sorry, spoilers. We posted it on Twitter already. I believe Spies is up 3-0 as far as round count. at the beginning of the third map as well. And so for Team Queen to come back from that and win it out, I mean, what a spectacular game it was. It was all over the place. It wasn't like, even though it was a close game, there was a leader, and it was trying to catch the leader the whole game. No, it flip-flopped even in the same map several times. So it was a fun game to watch. But here we are. This game is now turning out to be a fun game to watch as well, as there's only a 1-round discrepancy, 5 rounds deep. Victoria's Secret looking to tie it up. They played very, very well in the second half of the previous map. Just like the previous map, they started out on... No, actually, it is different. They started out on defense here, whereas they started out on attack on the other map. So maybe they'll find a little bit more comfort in attack here on Villa. And that one brick kicks things off with a double headshot, almost a collateral. And now the 3-3 scoreline looking more promising than ever.
Yeah, they shifted Autumn over to the line as well. Ashton to falter. Lil Lexi with a nice headshot. So sends her to her grave. All of a sudden, it's in a 2 versus 5. Bappers more than likely get recognized out on Astronomy stairs, walking inside of the barbed wire. Marmalade all on her lonesome on the balcony for bathroom as Bappers clears the mid floor. Does have one to worry about that's inside the kitchen. She hears the footsteps, shuts down Estrella on rotate. Gets closer and closer here. With plenty of time left, they will be able to secure quite a bit. Wow, what a shot from Marmalade. Again, these pre-fires. Fantastic work with this Ash, and that's exactly what you want to see from your Ash player. That was so good. Marmalade, plenty of time still to work with, plenty of stun grenades as well, and that's the beauty of Ash's kit. You have those stuns. You're able to make these gunfights a little bit easier for yourself. Yeah, Zofia can do it too, but you have to use an entirely second utility in order to achieve that. You have to take out the lifeline, you have to launch the concussion, then switch back over to your main. Ash, you just dump the stun and sprint. That's all you have to do. They don't even have any ADSs, I believe, over on this side anymore. Oh, one pours in, but it's not going to be able to stun much. She gets plenty of information, knows they're on both sides. She needs to take Astronomy here. I believe that she has Bappers rotating underneath as well. Hits one barbed wire, hits it twice. Stun grenade pours in. Won't stun Rachel Boo fully. She needs to swing left here, but she's not going to know that. She has one more breaching round after she uses that one initially. Out of stuns, pre-fires, finds the kill. It's going to be up to her, but Sketch shuts them both down, and Victoria's Secret ties us up here in round count.
What a great job. This should be an interesting little kill cam here. 1, flick it around. 2, oh my goodness. Sketchopotamus coming in clutch for her team there in the closing seconds. And what did I say? I said it's just as likely for us to see a tie at the half. So now we will flip sides and see if my prediction holds true that Victoria's Secret is a better late game or a better second half team. At least they were in Border, right? The map, the fact that they're on a different role. Of course, in Border, they didn't have a great attack. Maybe they're just not in sync on attack. You know, we can only wait and see. Bappers, who had, remember, she had 7 kills in the first 2 rounds. The subsequent, 4 rounds was able to pick up 3 more. Obviously not terrible, but wasn't able to keep up that head of steam that she had built up early on. Victoria's Secret winning those 2 out. So here we go. Tie ball game in map number 2. Of course, you can see up at the top of your screen right now, Queen Yola Mid with that yellow dot means that they did indeed win map number 1 in this best of 3. And of course, this is Queen Yola Mid's pick, Villa.
And Queen Yola Mid showing quite a bit of aggression on that offense, but it was too little too late. They needed Marmalade to have more of an impact early on, or at least try and help her out. That, well, mainly Britt playing inside of Astronomy was able to shut things down early on and make things all the more dire for the offense. And it was still almost done. It was still almost done, but finally got shut down by Sketchopotamus on the tail end. Overall, just need to get a little bit more information on site before you go for those aggressive takes, especially through Closet, because that is a hotly contested zone from box inside of Astronomy.
I'm still waiting for Stokes to yell massive, right? We've already seen an ace today.
What?
What's it going to take for the classic Stokes?
What?
That was massive.
I have not said that in a cast for 6 months.
That is your calling card.
No,
I
it's
feel.
not.
Yes,
Parker just says that because Parker's mean.
That is your MO.
Oh
okay?
my God.
Well,
No, my MO is
didn't
having
even
blue eyes and people calling me a blue eyes white dragon. That's
true.
That's
true.
my
Well,
MO.
okay, so the other one is the what you say MO, and the blue eyes is how you look MO. Okay. And I'll tell you what. Either way, we're going to give you the opportunity to say it. Okay.
I'm not gonna do it.
Don't let Intero dictate what you can and cannot do. Okay.
The best part is he almost said it during a cast and stopped himself like mid shout cast to reset. Like, because he almost said massive. I was like, that's what you get. That's what you get for memeing me. We are gonna have a nice clear here from the offense though, as Lexi setting up those air jabs. Already used two to be able to watch their flank. Fantastic job, especially knowing that Marmalade's more than likely going to be on rotate. Bappers will get Jackal tracked, and again, that's the thing that I was worried about. This map is huge. Jackal's extremely important to it. That's why he gets banned out so often on larger maps like Bank and Villa, because of that roam potential. And having that Blackbeard removed, like, yeah, sure, he has a shield in front of his face. It kind of breaks the mechanic of, the one-shot headshot. But Jackal's a whole hell of a lot more dangerous in my eyes on this map.
Yeah. And that could have been the story behind the Blackbeard ban that Queen Yellow made. Here comes the C4 over the wall. Will it target? It will not. It will not. I'm not even sure if there was if that thermite went off successfully, because I didn't see. Oh, no, it was a Habana, and it did open successfully onto the wall there, looking over towards the bar from the balcony. So Asher will see somebody in the hallway take some shots, but miss, alerting to her location. That one, Britt pushing up the hallway there, not scared whatsoever. Kind of playing with the edge of that doorway. We'll stall out. We'll see Ashton jump back onto the camera. See if she can get some intel. She'll come flying around the corner. Bullets shooting down the hallway. She will take that one, Britt, to the ground. But little Lexi immediately with the refrag on the Autumn May. Little Lexi, she'll find a second with the Nomad and complete control of Study, trying to push in a little further. We'll see Marmalade get one down. And Ashton will actually down one, but die in the process. Sketchopotamus finds her head at the last possible second. Marmalade will push her, retake Study. Oh, runs out of bullets. Estrella will finish her off. And just like that, only one left to find. Estrella will find it. Bappers goes down. And Victoria's Secret now is chain 3 in a row.
This is looking dangerous. This is looking so dangerous. This could be what Victoria's Secret needs to push Villa to the limit in order to secure this map. And maybe it's opposite day. We've seen that quite often inside of CCSW.
Absolutely. I mean, that even though it's not their map pick, I mean, Victoria's Secret are in a must-win situation. It's a lose or go home situation. And so they're putting the pedal to the metal right now. They're doing a great job. Queen Yellow Mid came out of the gate swinging. We were 3-1 at one point, but now we're 4-3. And Victoria's Secret now firmly in control of this game. The thing about it is starting out with a decent lead, a 2-round lead, and in 4 rounds. Like that 3-1 means that you can have this sort of thing happen, and it's still a close game. It's still just a 1-round game. And just as easily, as I said, when it was 3-1, that Victoria's Secret could bring it up to a tie at the half. Queen Yellow Mid could kind of find the groove once more and get right back into it. So can that happen? Absolutely. Will it happen? Well, we got to wait and see.
Defensive setup looking relatively the same from the defense, obviously. Marmalade's still going to be on the Jaeger. We will still have Bappers on the Bandit as well, which I'm still surprised that they're having Bappers roam since she is the Bandit. I'm surprised that they don't just try and Bandit trick, but the offense isn't bringing anything to really stop that from happening. I mean, obviously Rachel Boo is all the way, Rachel Boo is on Twitch, so she can rotate a Twitch drone in there, get rid of the Bandit batteries, stuff like that. But still, I feel like Bappers would be better placed on site, just Bandit tricking instead to keep those walls safe instead of playing completely off site. That's more of a job for Ashton, to where she could possibly rotate underneath, get a nitro cell kill for a post plant or to prevent plant, what have you. But they will be going for a Hornel's hold here instead. Oh, Bappers. Is she going to go out the window? She could go flying here. Britt is going to abandon ship, though. Bappers just a little cautious on the trigger there.
It's so close that we'll never know if they knew that either one of them were so close. Probably not. I mean, we have of course, the benefit of seeing all the outlines. So we know if they only shot through the wall right now, if they only shot through the wall.
Spectators have the highest game sense.
Yeah, exactly. What I was going to say about that Blackbeard ban is, it was Queen Yellow Mid that banned the Blackbeard, and it could have been that Victoria's Secret was like, hey, they're expecting us to ban Jackal, but we're attacking first. Maybe we can take advantage of the Jackal and do so well on attack like we did the last round where we were so far up before the split that when we flipped, even though they have Jackal and Jackal sucks to play against, we only have to win, 1 or 2 rounds and it be over. So perhaps that was the thinking. Either way, Bappers will find the opening kill onto Sketchopotamus. She'll lose a lot of health in the process, but that is the Buck, the soft destructor, off the board early for the attacking squad.
Oh, hops up on the desk. Lexi, intelligent play there to get rid of the evil eye. Knows that they're more than likely going to try and look up to stop it. Oh, going to get rid of the camera, and that's more than likely going to be bar wall open as Autumn rotates towards bar, and this could be very, very dangerous. This SMG-11, she's been so dangerous with all day, and she's going to continue to force the envelope. Oh, my. It's a double as she pressures down 90, rotates towards main stair. She has diffuser down, but obviously won't be able to recognize that until now, since she does see it down on the floor. It's only one remaining. It's Rachel Boo. An air jab will knock her down the staircase, but it won't be too much help. Rachel Boo twisting in the wind now as she finally gets removed, and it's a flawless round for Queen Yolo mid.
That SMG-11 play was disgusting.
And I didn't say massive. Ha 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 ha.
Unfortunate that we all missed out on that, right, chat?
I
That
hate
we all
you.
missed out on Stokes saying massive. But either way,
I hate you. I hate the subreddit. What else do I hate? I hate Cantaloupe. Cantaloupe's garbage. Like,
I'm gonna have to concur with you on that. Cantaloupe, no bueno, as we say
Yeah.
here at Texas, right?
if you cut a cantaloupe in my house, my dad will get sick.
Yeah.
I'm so serious.
good.
It's just,
I mean, it's not
dude.
good.
It smells like death. It's
Honeydew
disgusting.
also.
Yeah, like ugh. Watermelon's the only good melon, and you can't tell
Correct.
me any differently.
Yes, sir. You're back in. I forgive you for not saying that massive that time, but I will not. That does not give you absolvency from future massives. Okay.
I got you with the melon conversation. The melon conversation brought him back. We're good.
Tie game, lady, or tie map, I should say, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, Queen Yellow Mid up a map to no map over this Victoria's Secret squad. This is a best of 3 total. So we will have to wait and see what will happen in the closing rounds of map number 2. Billa, of course, Queen Yellow Mid's pick. We've been saying it all along. Queen Yellow Mid not looking good in the past few rounds. Victoria's Secret just kind of stampeding all over him, and then out of nowhere, Queen Yellow Mid turn around and a flawless round. Perfect.
Hey, you got to give it to Autumn.
Yeah, I was going to say, off the back of that unbelievable 2-piece there with the SMG-11 that we saw her solo playing in, actually pressuring up against that wall from the bar, peeks out in a 90, just takes the head off, and then challenges the newly opened breach hole opened in that bar wall. Great job by her. And so here we are, sitting in a tie game instead of a 5-3.
All right. Well, Roam Clear coming in from Victoria's Secret now. Late Vault Cam will get set up by Ashton inside of Study. Pretty common place to have. Either there or the fireplace is usually the 2 rudimentary spots that we see those placed. Lexi pouring in drones now as well to clear that main stairs area. It's going to be full on drone game. But where is our 5th remaining member of the squad? We have 4 on the southern side as they'll set up air jabs upstairs to make rotations that much more difficult. Estrella is actually all the way across the map on the northern side. She could find Marmalade and have a gunfight with her, but as we've seen from Marmalade today especially, she's so dangerous in these gunfights, especially from the defensive side where she's able to have that element of surprise. Oh, Lexi, she's going fishing. She's got the gun vault angle. Drone pours in. She gets sketched out for just a second, but doesn't work out for her. Marmalade takes down Sketchopotamus. Speaking of Sketch, and both the walls will be open for Plains. Oh no, this is looking so dangerous. Vappers to tack on. That's a nitro cell from underneath. Little Lexi to take the fault there. And oh, finally, Estrella battling back, takes down Autumn May, the MVP highlight player from last round. Marmalade fighting fire with fire from inside of Gun Vault here, and they still have plenty of pressure inside of sight. The main offensive take here is going to be from this southern side. Marmalade continues to spell disaster out on the wall here for this offense, and it doesn't seem like they really have anything left in the tank to be able to combat this. Ashton taking the gunfight into the 90 window. She's actually going to set herself on fire. Bappers to knife down Estrella. It's all left up to Britt, and they know exactly where she is. She only has a few areas that she could possibly enter into. She's going to scave off from the door, but she might repel and go to study, and that's exactly what she's going to do. She's more than likely going to fall into the hands of Marmalade, though. Diffuser outside still. ACOG angles being taken up as she will swing directly in. Marmalade more than likely going to hear from up the hallway. Marmalade? Marmalade, hello? Did you see her? No? Yes? Oh, here we go. She's going to rotate towards her now. I didn't think she heard her there for just a second, and finally recognizes it out as she hears someone walking on Brick, and Britt will be taken down. Queen Yellow mid, pushing us to this max point.
Yes, indeed, and I don't know how we got here. Well, it's not match point yet. It's 5-4.
I mean, I can tell you a lot of people died, and then we had a 5-4.
This is just a back and forth game. We saw Queen Yellow Mid take off early, up 3-1. We saw the tie and then the first lead of this series for Victoria's Secret as they chain 3 in a row to bring it to 4-3. And now we've seen Queen Yellow Mid win a couple in a row. So no back and forths at all. Just people kind of chaining multiple rounds together. And look at Bapper Marmalade combo. Unbelievable. 25 kills between the two of them. Doing a fantastic job in 9 rounds nonetheless. So good on them. Queen Yellow Mid takes the lead once again. Can Victoria's Secret break the trend and strike back? They need to act a little bit, or they need to act expediently in order to keep this series alive.
All right. Well, it's going to be the kitchen defense. Push this to match and map point for Queen Yellow Mid. Autumn's been doing such a good job with this SMG-11 on defense, and that's something that I don't think that we talk about enough inside of competitive is how difficult that SMG-11 is. Granted, you know, they are competitive players, like they should be good with the weapon, but the weapon's still a little squirrely, especially at those longer ranges, and we've seen her hit quite a few shots today that are just difficult shots in general. So definitely a tip of a cap over to Autumn on that front, as well as the roam games of Marmalade. This entire squad has been able to fire off on all cylinders when they're needed. We've seen Animosity with double, triple kills throughout rounds, Bappers with that ace, Ashton lighting up the scoreboard every once in a while. I really feel like Queen Yellow Mid has finally hit their stride in this series.
Absolutely. So for those of you that are here asking, oh, well, where's the Disrupt? Where's the championship game? Because I think Disrupt themselves mentioned it was at 5:30 Eastern. You know, that's just a prediction. This is the 3rd place match, and so that match will happen immediately after this match is over. This is a best of 3 series, so if we need to go another map of this round, we will, and that will delay that match just a little bit longer. So make sure if you're not planning on sticking around, make sure you hit the follow, check back periodically, because we're going to go straight into it. Or if you're not following us on Twitter already, CCS or twitter.com/CCS Esports or at CCS Esports. We post the updates pretty quickly there as well, so you'll know when to come back. But we hope you stay and watch both, as this game is turning out to be one exciting one, as we expect the finals, the championship match, to be as well. So 1 minute and 15 off the board, a little bit slower pace this round. We've seen a lot of early kills in Villa so far. This time we're seeing a lot of droning, a lot of information gathering, as Victoria's Secret did kind of turn the gas pedal up a little bit, and it was paying off, but then all of a sudden it wasn't. Marmalade will find little Lexi as that one. Britt will shut Marmalade down right afterwards. And that's a lot of utility loss, and Nomad getting taken off the board.
Lexi was so confident taking that gunfight as well. She swung and immediately got deleted by Marmalade. That is, again, Marmalade is just so dangerous in those instances where she is ready for the gunfight. If she's ready for the gunfight, I don't think that you're winning it at this point in time. Like, she's just unstoppable in those instances. But the trade game will work out in their favor, and it keeps Rachel Boo alive, which is a huge deal. Rachel Boo staying alive is going to allow them to, keep that line up, keep those EE1Ds up, which are fantastic utility when used properly. Ashton might be going for a nitro himself here. It's going to be a Toxic Babe over. Estrella's going to get lit up. Brit's attack on as well. That's going to be an equal trade, though, back and forth. Quite a bit of damage done to the offense here. This is looking very, very dire. Obviously, Estrella's still alive, but not for too long, actually. No, it's going to be Brit to fall. All of a sudden, it's down to a 2 versus 3. Autumn's still up. Estrella bleeding out, but she's crawled across. Are they baiting her body? I don't believe they are. They know the diffuser's down, but obviously they don't want to go for it. Autumn might want to, though. She's getting aggro. She moves up inside of Laundry. Oh, no. She's going for the door. Is she ready for it? She finds one. It's Estrella. Estrella will be able to feed the information to her teammates now, but they're all the way off, and I don't even know where. Rachel shifted herself over to Pantry. Sketch trying to get in, but Queen YOLO mid wins it on time. Oh my. They tried to shift the Habana over to pick up the diffuser to go for a plant, but Autumn, throwing a wrench into things, sets Queen YOLO mid up for victory.
Queen YOLO mid now on match point. What happened? What happened? It seemed like such a close game at the half, and Queen YOLO mid is just cranked up the knob to 11 in the closing rounds of this match. And so Victoria's Secret, they'll have to chain 2 together. They were able to chain 3 together earlier, but now they'll have to do 2 rounds in a row in order to bring it into overtime and have the opportunity to win it. Vapors on the Cav nice and early. Will 6-pick to the Cav? No way she's going to lock that in. She does. Vapor, we'll see a Caveira, something that we don't often see in not only this league, but any league. So that'll be exciting to watch. She almost gets destroyed by the shotgun opening the wall. Just a little bit too eager to turn on the silent step there and sprint to put the walls up and then get the heck out of there before any of the drones see her. She's going to lay down behind the bar instead. That's the kind of the key to Cav is so easily countered to people that know what they're doing that, you know, you don't want them to know you have Cav, right? That's why you 6-pick to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you want everybody to destroy the drones and set up the mute jammers and all that stuff. And then when the action phase starts, kind of sneak away to a position that you can use to hide and flank later on.
I look at Caveira and a couple of other operators like Capcan and stuff like that as those surprise ops. They're the trap card operator, right? Where you don't want them to know that you have them, because when they don't know, it makes them all the more dangerous. You know, that first door that you hit inside of the map and all of a sudden it explodes and you take half your health and damage, you just go, oh crap, they have a Capcan? I have to clear every single door. And then every single time, all that you see is, you know, once you get down to those last couple gunfights, somebody sprints through a door to like grab a diffuser or go for a gunfight. And then there's that last remaining Capcan that like begs you a kill. And it just feels so good. The difference with Caveira is, though, is she's actually dangerous. She is straight up electric if used properly. Her Lujan pistol, I always say it incorrectly, but her secondary pistol is extremely dangerous inside of close range and is almost an instant down in 2 shots from, well, granted, anywhere. And it's an instant down if you're hitting the head. So mix that with some interrogations and how much solo play we've seen from the offense on these roam clears. Spells for possibly an extremely exciting round from Vapors.
I'm not sure how Lexi got down.
From upstairs, I think Autumn lit her up.
Oh, gotcha. Well, it looks like they're going to be there to pick her up safely, and that's exactly what they'll do. So she'll have 20 health to try and finish this round out with, and it's going to be a heck of a round because if they don't win it, this will be all over, and we will be jumping into the next match because this is a best of 3. Of course, Queen YOLO mid, the team on match point right now, having won the first map already, which you can see indicated by that yellow dot by their name in the overlay up top on your screen. Minute left now as the attackers stalled out, having to play very carefully. Rachel will find one, but the immediate refrag from Autumn May keeps the numbers even, but that is little Lexi, who is weak. So not the biggest loss in the world for the attackers. Still even numbers, still plenty of time to work with, but they're going to have to get moving.
Exactly. They're going to have to get moving here. Otherwise, I mean, the defense is always in favor of the clock, especially when it's in that sub-minute category. Animosity and the rest of the squad fully healed, still have 2 stim pistols as well. in the backpack of Animosity. Autumn May again with this SMG-11. She's already on a double for this round. Animosity pushes the envelope even further, and it's slipping out of the hands of Victoria's Secret. It's up to Rachel Boo and Sketch Eponymous to try and win it out. Autumn with a triple finally gets taken down, but I believe it's going to be too little, too late. 15 seconds remain. Sketch, plenty of damage done to her. She peeks back in. It's the pre-fire. She takes down Ash, and that's going to be a double for her, but only 6 seconds. She has to find 2 kills, grabs the diffuser, and she's just going to go for the plant. She is, and it's going to be more than likely a shot from underneath. No, Animosity has to rotate in finally, but no, it'll be Marmalade with the vertical play, and Queen YOLO Mid finishes 3rd inside of CCSW.
Fantastically played by both of these teams. An excellent matchup, one that we expected to be excellent, and that it was indeed. Congratulations, Queen YOLO Mid, for taking 3rd place. A Marmalade, the new addition to the roster, brought in for Fuya, standing atop the MVP of map number 2, that Jaeger to show the world. So congratulations, Bappers and Marmalade, 13 and 14 kills between the two of them. What a great job. Welcome back, Mr. Brimstone.
Hello, hello. That was a fantastic match by Queen YOLO Mid. Honestly, a fantastic day. Way to secure that 3rd place there. That was, I think, the way maybe they hoped they had played yesterday. I remember pointing out yesterday that even Autumn May in particular didn't have her best day yesterday, but she definitely brought it today. Today she played the way that we knew that she could, and of course, Marmalade and Bappers just going off. You were touching on the ace count so far this season. I can't remember for the season specifically, but that's the 5th ace that we've seen in the playoffs. The other 4, though, coming on the EU side. Yeah, it's been Ace City so far these playoffs. Yeah,
That was an EU.
Wow. There have been 4 so far.
Well, I was
in
talking
EU.
specifically about NA
Yeah.
playoffs or regular season both.
Yeah, so in EU playoffs, we've had 4. That was the first one in NA for the playoffs. And I think you're correct. I think we had 2 or 3 on the NA side during the season. So that would make that one the 4th or the 3rd or 4th total, something like that. But either way, an absolutely unbelievable performance by Queen YOLO Mid. I wouldn't even pin that, at least maybe you could speak to this better, Stokes. I wouldn't even necessarily pin that on poor play by Victoria's Secret. I feel that Queen YOLO Mid just did everything right and made it very tough for Victoria's Secret.
They had the hot hand. They're a much more aggressive team. So when an aggressive team has the hot hand, you can kind of put 2 and 2 together there. It's very difficult to shut that down unless you have a round that just goes so handedly in your favor that you're able to kind of bring that back to a center point. It's hard to battle with, especially when you have Autumn lighting up the scoreboard from sight with an SMG-11. That's a difficult thing to handle. I mean, we didn't really see any refrags coming out from Victoria's Secret, and that might be something that they want to try and fix going into possibly the next season of CCSW, if it does happen. Obviously, it hasn't been announced by Ty and the rest of the gang yet, but it might be. We don't know. I just show up and cast. That's what they don't pay me to do. So, but overall, I would say an impressive performance by both sides, especially for the first season of this. I would say that I really do feel like Queen YOLO Mid deserved that 3rd spot.
Anything to add there, Ty?
I think it was a well-played season by both of these squads. And, that just goes to show you, like, Victoria's Secret, like, they have been very transparent throughout the season that they're not a big practicing team or anything like that. They just kind of wanted to come in and see if they could do it. We talked about how, because of their schedules and, Thanksgiving in the U.S. Being just a few days ago, that, they haven't been able to get together in weeks to practice once. So for them to come as far as they've done, like, imagine how good, if they were able to dedicate themselves, which we know that everybody's got work schedules. And I think if I remember correctly, there's like a pilot, a nurse, 2 full-time streamers on the side of Victoria's Secret. So, that's a lot of work schedule. I get it. If they could somehow find a way to put in the practice, I could see them being the first place team without anything, without anything else, without any competition even. That's how good I think Victoria's Secret are. Queen YOLO Mid, though, that roster change. Fuya had an excellent start to the season. I think her schedule started to get wonky, and that led to some performance issues and stuff. So they brought Marmalade in, and whoo, boy, was she a good replacement. Just absolutely, the shots that she made, just made my jaw hit the ground. The more you play Siege, the more you realize like how difficult some of those shots that she was making were, so quickly and so accurately. It was really something. I mean, I think she could gun at any level, honestly. As a lot of these girls can, but Marmalade was just something else tonight. Bappers, unbelievable ace. So well played to Queen Yolomid, and well deserved.
Yeah, definitely. And the speed and accuracy is exactly right. Some of those shots that she pulls off are just incredible. And we were joking about it yesterday. It sucks to lose Fuya, but there aren't many players in the league that if you're bringing Marmalade in their place, you're thinking that you're coming out at a loss. Marmalade definitely a terrific player, and in addition to basically every team in the league. There's no denying that. But the third place match is over now. That means we are going to be setting our sights towards the grand final, the moment we've all been waiting for here. Of course, that will be Artemis going up against Disrupt Gaming. What we will do here is flip to a break, and when we come back, we will get set for those grand finals. Congratulations once again to Queen Yolomid on that third place. We'll see everyone in just a few minutes.